Hi! I thought today we could do a yoga practice to get a little bit of movement into our body, get everything flowing and feeling good. So let's get started. Today we're actually going to begin at the front of our mats, feet hips distance apart, grounding down through the feet, tilting the tailbone under ever so slightly, rolling the shoulders down away from the ears, palms faced out towards the front of your mat. And we're just going to gently begin by rocking forward and backwards on our feet, coming to ground down in the middle space where you feel the most grounded. So when you find that spot, find some stillness and gently begin to tune into the breath. You might gently close down your eyes and just really take this moment to find that feeling of groundedness. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the arms up overhead, and exhale, bend at the elbows, open the chest a little further. Heart radiating forward. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, open through that heart space. Inhale, arms overhead. This time we're going to fold forward over our legs, coming into a forward fold. As you inhale, lift up halfway, and then exhale, fold over those legs again. Stay nice and grounded through those feet. We're going to take opposite elbows with each hand and just gently begin to sway side to side. You can keep a wee micro bend in your knees here. And then when you're ready, finding some stillness. Releasing the hands, inhale halfway up, exhale, fold over the legs, ground down into those feet, reaching up overhead as you inhale, and exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, exhale, fold forward, long spine as you do, folding over the legs. Inhale, find that half lift, really lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold over the legs. This time our hands are going to come underneath our feet. So bringing the palms under the feet, toes towards the wrists, a bit of a generous bend through those knees if you need it, and just relaxing here in this forward fold. Releasing the hands. Find your half lift as you inhale, exhale, fold over the legs, ground down through the feet, reaching the arms overhead, and exhale, hands to heart center. So making sure those feet are still hips distance apart. As we inhale this time, we're going to bend through the knees, sweep our fingers on the floor, and reach the arms up overhead for chair pose. Taking a couple of rounds of breath here. And then as you exhale, fold over the legs. Find your half lift on an inhale, then plant the hands and step back through plank on an exhale. Taking a couple of rounds of breath here in this plank. Really come back to that grounded feeling. Grounding through the hands, grounding through the feet, creating a long spine. Then option to come through knees, chest and chin, or rocking forward, coming down halfway for chaturanga, then pushing through and up for cobra, and exhale back to down dog. First downward dog of the day, so walk your dog a little bit and find some movement here. Find what feels good. Then when you're ready, really bend into those knees, lengthen through the spine, hips towards the sky, and then begin to straighten through the legs. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, step it between the hands. We're going to lower that back heel to the mat and lift up for warrior one. So here, we're going to be bringing our front knee over our front ankle. Our back heel is grounded down into the mat. If that's not available for you, you can lift up onto the toes. Reaching the arms up overhead, hips tracking towards the front of your mat. So that back foot is on a slight angle, kind of pointing towards the left-hand corner of your mat. On your next exhale, dropping the hands to the mat, stepping back into that plank. Option, knees, chest and chin, or coming through your chaturanga. Inhale for cobra, exhale for downward dog. Left leg lifts, stepping it between the hands, lowering that back heel, lifting up for your warrior one. On your exhale, release those shoulders down away from the ears. Breathe in here. Hands come to the mat, stepping back through plank. Option for knees, chest and chin, or through chaturanga. Push through for cobra. Exhale back, down dog. Taking a couple of rounds of breath here. Then bending the knees, looking between the hands, stepping forward. Find your half lift. Feet hips distance apart as we bend our knees and lift up, opening the chest towards the front of the mat, keeping those knees bent for chair pose, and then exhaling back through Tadasana. Hands come down beside us, palms facing towards the front of the mat. Taking some breaths. On your next inhale, sweep those fingers to the mat, lifting up for chair. Exhale, folding over the legs. Finding your half lift, then planting the hands and stepping back through plank. Chaturanga, or knees, chest and chin. Push through for cobra. Exhale, down dog. Right leg lifts on an inhale, stepping it between the hands, lowering that back heel, lifting up for high lunge, or warrior one, sorry. Exhale, hands to the mat, stepping back through plank, coming through your chaturanga, pushing through your cobra. Exhale, down dog. Lifting that left leg. Exhale, stepping it between the hands. Lowering that back heel. Warrior one. Planting the hands on the mat. Stepping back through plank. Coming through your chaturanga. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Bend the knees, look between the hands and step forward, half lift. Folding over the legs, bending through the knees, lifting the chest up, chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time we're going to add on a little bit. So inhale, sweep the hands on the mat, lifting up through chair. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, find your half lift. Planting the hands on an exhale, stepping back through plank. Come through your chaturanga, into your cobra, back to down dog. Right leg lifts on an inhale and stepping it forward. Lowering that back heel, lifting up, warrior one. From here, we're going to open up to the side of the mat for a warrior two. So that back foot is going to shift so that your back arch is intersecting the heel, front heel. Arms coming out long, taking a couple of rounds of breath. Coming back onto those toes for high lunge. Then hands come to the mat, planting that left hand, opening up to the right side. Right hand touches the mat and you step back for plank. Come through your chaturanga into your cobra, exhaling back, down dog. Left leg lifts on an inhale, stepping it between the hands, lowering that back heel, lifting up, warrior one. Shifting that back foot, intersecting the back foot with the front heel for warrior two. Can you sink a little lower in this warrior? Lifting back up onto those back toes, planting the right hand on the mat, opening up to the left side. Grounding down into that right hand, but lifting up and away through the shoulders. Planting that left hand, stepping back through plank. Coming through your chaturanga, into your cobra, back to your down dog. Pausing here in down dog for a couple of breaths. Always remembering to come to wherever feels good for you. And if you want to take a little break, you might even come into child's pose here. And bend the knees, look between the hands and step forward. Find that half lift. Folding over the legs, grounding down into the feet, bending through the knees, sweep the arms up for chair, and coming back through center. From here we're going to really ground down into our left leg. Lifting the right leg up and just taking the hands and clasping them around the right knee. My balance is a little off today. Then from here we're going to reach our arms up overhead and we're going to bring our right leg and send it back towards the back of the mat, folding forward, creating like a table with our body here. And for warrior three, you might bring your hands together at the heart. That might help you find a little bit more balance, or you can keep them long, whichever feels good for you. Hips in line with one another, so we're not opening here, we're keeping our hips down towards the mat. My balance is really off today. It's okay. Taking a couple of rounds of breath and then calming back up and grounding down through that right foot. So taking a moment here, ground down into that right foot and begin to lift the left knee. Hands can come and clasp around that left knee. It's really helpful in balancing poses to find a spot to really fix your gaze. And to know that balance is different on every day. So if you're in your flow, it might be a little off and that's okay too. Releasing the clasp of the hands, reaching the arms up overhead. And we're going to exhale, send that left leg towards the back of the mat. Folding over at the hips. Again, hands can stay out in front of you or you might bring them to the chest. Whatever feels good for you, keeping in line, those hips in line. And this is going to look a little different for everybody, but just coming to where feels good for you. Lifting back up and grounding down through that left foot. Good. Coming up onto your tippy toes here. And exhale, lower. One more time, coming up onto your tippy toes. And from here, we're going to really ground down into those tippy toes and ever so slowly begin to bend through the knees, staying on the tippy toes, heels lifted, And we're going to begin to sink down towards the mat. So just coming into this wee squat position, I'll turn to face you. So our tippy toes are on the mat, and we're going to just take our time now to bring our heels together and open up our knees to the side. And then just seeing if you can find a spot of stillness here. Fix your gaze just on the floor in front of you. Hands might come in front of the heart. And knowing that at any point in time, if you need to take your hands to the mat, that's also an option. But just doing whatever feels good for you here. Lifting up through the spine. And then bringing the knees back together, back into our little squat. And we're going to take our hands to the mat behind us and just lower down onto the mat. Good. Taking that right ankle and just placing it on the left knee, flexing that right foot, and we're going to begin to walk that left leg in towards, left foot in towards our bums. Lengthen up through the spine, open through the chest, and breathe here, just getting into that right leg, right hip area. Good. Releasing the right leg, bringing this foot to the mat, taking the left ankle and placing it just past that right knee. And again, walking that right foot in a little and opening through the chest. And releasing the left leg. Taking the legs out long in front of us. Really grounding down into our hips, sit bones. Lengthening up tall through our spine. Reaching the arms overhead, and as you exhale, folding over the legs. So coming to wherever feels good for you. That may be your thighs, your shins. You might even come to your feet. Just whatever feels good for you here today. Now as we inhale, lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, fold over the legs. On your next inhale, lift up halfway and exhale, release. Soles of the feet to the mat, arms coming out in front of you, and then exhale, lower down onto the back. Then get yourself comfortable here, like I have to just move my hair piece out of the way so that I feel okay. All right, and then bringing the knees in towards the chest. Bringing those knees in towards the armpits, sending the feet up towards the sky and taking your hands to the outside of the feet for happy baby. Now you might rock a little side to side here, or you might find stillness, whatever feels good for you. But just try and relax through those shoulders. We're not pulling here. Then releasing the feet, bringing the knees into the chest and taking any final movements you feel that you need today. Before releasing the feet to the mat and lengthening the legs out long. Arms are coming down beside you, palms faced up. And just letting go of the breath, letting go of your thoughts, and just being present in this moment. Beginning to take some little movements through your fingers and your toes. Making those movements a little bigger through the wrists and the ankles. And then stretching the arms up overhead before bending the knees and rolling to the right side. Pausing here on your side just to take a moment for gratitude for something that's happened today, or maybe it's even just being grateful that you've taken the time to get on the mat, to move your body. And then grounding down into that left hand to help you lift up to sit. Bringing the palms together in front of the heart, and as always honouring my favourite teacher, Leslie Fightmaster, by bringing our hands to our forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to our heart centre, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And hands to our mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communications. Sending positive energy to everyone everywhere. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. I would like to just mention I'm very sorry about the background noise, but you know, sometimes it's kind of good to work with noise and know that, you know, things are going to come up like noise, and we just have to learn to work with it, right? So I do apologize if it was a little distracting, but also I'm outside and I can't really do much about noise. Anyway, if you liked this yoga flow, then please give it a thumbs up. If you want more videos like this, or you know, things a little different, cooking, whatever, then follow along, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to know when videos are dropping, hit the notification bell. I'm really grateful that you're here with me on this journey, seeing where it goes. And yeah, have a beautiful day, everyone. See you next time. Bye.